Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Sunday and it's February the 12th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to extend to you a warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you so much for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets, so you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know, I sincerely thank you for your support. Feel free to like and to share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Now I'm testing out a different format this week, and I want to look at some of the crimes that really captured my attention. And here's three. Pregnant woman shot 7 times, child found in suitcase, baby amount 3 killed in home shooting. I'll provide you with a summary here, and as always, I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. And our first story comes from the city of Fayetteville here in North Carolina. Take a look at that headline. And it reads, carjackers shoot pregnant woman 7 times. So this is really a sad case. It was Monday, February the 6th, which was Monday of last week, and the location was a local food mart here in the city. A 25-year-old woman was leaving the convenience store when she noticed a group of 3 men standing by the ice machine on the outside of the store. As the unsuspecting woman walked to her car in the parking area, she was approached by one of the men who yelled out at her as he grabbed her keys and approached the car. The woman later said she thought he was joking considering his age, suggesting he probably looked very young. But the woman said she tried to reach after him to get her keys back, and this young suspect started shooting at her. And by the way, this entire incident was caught on the store surveillance camera. Now, this woman stated she was shot several times before she actually realized what had happened to her. She said she felt she must have been in shock. She felt something, but she must have been in shock. But somehow she managed to run back into the store when she realized she was bleeding. I'm sure there must have been a lot of confusion taking place within that convenience store, because the woman stated when she ran back into the store, the people there on the inside were hesitant about helping her. In fact, because they probably had no idea exactly what was going on. But eventually, she said she laid on the floor and she was crying out for help. And eventually, the police was called and she was transported to the local hospital for emergency care. Unfortunately, that young woman was pregnant and her unborn child did not survive. Police later confirmed that the woman had been shot 7 times. 7 times! Twice in her elbow, she was shot in her thigh, in her lower back, and in her stomach. 7 times as they tried to steal a car. This is beyond reckless to me. She had 13 stitches in her stomach, and as I already mentioned, her baby did not survive. But guess what? They could not even drive off in the car. Apparently, it was an older model car, which was a bit difficult to start. The woman later confirmed she has to do a few extra turns and jiggles before the car would start. But these carjackers, they didn't know that. They did not have that information. So after repeatedly trying to start the car without success, they eventually abandoned their efforts, exited the vehicle, and ran away. And again, the surveillance camera from the convenience store showed them jumping from the vehicle and fleeing on foot. And this is an actual picture from the surveillance camera. You see the woman right here? She's here trying to get back into the store. Here's someone right there, one of the carjackers trying to open the driver's side. You see he's got one hand on the door, and he obviously has something else in the other hand. If you look on the other side of the car, it seems as if the passenger door might be open, and here you have this other fool standing there, face completely covered, just standing guard. And this is the picture from the inside of the store. You can actually see her laying there on the floor as she awaited EMS to arrive. And if you notice, she's wearing a very distinct gray long sleeve sweater with a very distinct emblem on it. I don't want to say what it is, but I hope that's not the case. But that's a picture from the inside of the store. And the three suspects are still out there and should be considered armed and dangerous. And when they are caught, the district attorney has already weighed in on this incident, stating that the three suspects will probably be charged with attempted murder. And police are asking the public for assistance and have advised residents to call Crime Stoppers if they have any information on the suspect's whereabouts. Now, moving up the highway to Roanoke Rapids, where last week, I believe it was on Tuesday, police arrested this woman here and charged her in the death of a 3-month-old baby boy. Now, according to reports, police say they were responding to a call regarding the well-being of a child at a home in the city at a location on Franklin Street. Now, it was never stated who had the concern and made that call, but the call was serious enough for police to visit the home and ask a few questions. And police say when they arrived at the home, they conducted a search and found a 3-month-old boy dead, wrapped in a blanket, and placed in a suitcase, which was inside a closet. And now I'm sure this was shocking for everyone, but police said the boy was left lifeless for more than 12 hours, and that's probably the saddest part of it all. So it appears the child may have been in some type of distress for some time, and the person caring for him probably did not seek medical help or seek medical help in a timely manner. And when the little boy died, the individual probably didn't know what to do and probably panicked. And what they did, they wrapped him up, put him in a suitcase and stick him in the closet, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to guess. But that's where police found him, in the closet. And you're still left wondering whether or not this is a life that could have been saved. So police say they arrested the child's mother, 34-year-old Cynthia Davis, and charged her with felony concealing the death of a child. They say the mother knowingly knew the child was deceased and did not try to call for assistance. Now, police say she was not charged with murder at this time because they can only charge her based on the evidence that is currently available. So they will have to wait until the autopsy findings are released, and based on that finding, they will determine whether a charge of homicide is justified, and that makes a lot of sense. So she's being held in the Halifax County Jail with a very conservative bond of $15,000. And now moving back into the city of Fayetteville, where also last week we saw this heading, 6-month-old baby girl and her father among 3 that were shot and killed inside a Fayetteville home. Now, police say they responded to a call about shots fired at a local home in the city, and this was last Tuesday around 8:30 p.m. Now, when police arrived, they found 2 men dead and a 6-month-old baby girl with multiple gunshot wounds. At that time, the little girl was still alive. She was transported to the nearby hospital for emergency care, but unfortunately, she did not survive. She died the following day. Now, the 2 deceased men were identified as the child's 26-year-old father and a 33-year-old associate. And what really broke my heart was conversation that family members shared with the media. Family members said the mother of the 6-month-old had dropped her off so the little girl could spend time with her father. But when the mom returned, the house was surrounded by police, and I can just imagine how devastating that would be for a parent. They said the child's father was in the house enjoying quality time with his daughter when apparently he was basically, quote, assassinated, unquote. Those are their words, not mine. They said he had his baby in his arms when he was shot, and that's mostly why the 6-month-old had multiple gunshot wounds when police arrived. Now, the people responsible for these 3 deaths are still on the run. Currently, no arrests have been made. And if police have a motive for the shootings, they're definitely not sharing that information with the public. But the one thing police have said publicly, police believe this triple murder was not a random act. So essentially, that implies the adult victims probably knew the killer or killers. Now, the word on the street is that this may have been some type of setup to a murder, and the person doing the setup may have been also killed, but that's the gossip on the street. Police has not released this type of information. However, they're asking that anyone with information as to what happened, the police are desperately asking them to come forward. And so these are some of the cases that captured my attention last week.
I want to continue to introduce new format and new ways of doing things, but I'll introduce them gradually, and I'd appreciate if you let me know how it works for you.
And that's all I have for you right now. Feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that right subscribe button. It's on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks just like this one, that's a notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.